What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and for those who don't know, this is Battle Birds podcast. Philly Fresh will be here shortly. He was backstage, had some technical difficulties, so he dipped out. He will be coming in, but we got Battle Bird podcast. Philly Mike, go ahead.
My name is Steve. Some of y'all might know me as Stat Sheet Steve. Some of y'all might know me as Gate. I don't care what you call me. Don't call me late for dinner. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we are here for the post game. Your boy's been doing a lot of talking. I've been live throughout the whole game. For the people who came in and tuned into my live play-by-play, shout out to y'all. But Gate, what is your overall thoughts on this game?
Look, man. I mean, it's hard to fault when you're winning, 2-score games. I mean, I'll say this. Let's just get the negative stuff out of the way so we can talk about all the positives that came from this game, because there was a ton of positive. I felt like when Jordan Howard went out of the football game, I was a little iffy on, trying to judge us from closing games, because I felt like that took us a series or two to adjust with Jordan Howard out to close this football game. Hopefully we take that as a learning lesson, and we learn that, hey, man, if something happens like that, we've got to find a way of still playing that power football. But, Miles Sanders eventually got it together, and I thought Miles had a couple of really big runs down the stretch. Although that fumble, man, oh, boy. Ugly early start. Ugh.
Yeah, hey, Steve, how do you feel about the second fumble? Because I believe if I was a Saints fan, I would have been mad because I didn't think that the forward progress was too much, right?
So, I agree, Mike. So, I was like, hey, I'll take it. But, yeah, I thought the same exact way, like, ooh, that was real close.
Yeah, and so me, as you just said, I'll take it too. But now I'm looking at Miles Sanders like in the back part of my head, I'm counting that as a fumble, right? And it's like both of these fumbles would have came inside the 5, and that would have gave the Saints the life to possibly come back. I thought I would have. They definitely played him less, but I was calling it live play-by-play to sit him for a little bit. Like, that's not me saying he's done. He's never gonna run for us anymore. But you gotta do something. You can't allow back-to-back plays like that. And I guess maybe because they didn't actually call it, we got away with it. But you never know if that can happen late in the game. So,
and I love Nick and everything, man. I think Nick's been doing a really good job. Recently, I think he's been doing really well. But I will question this one thing, dude. You're backed up against the goal line. Put Howard in. What are you doing? Like, Howard's the back for that situation, in my opinion. Unless you're going to run a screen or something, Howard's the guy that really probably should be handling those type of carries, man. Especially when like the momentum was there. You know what I mean? Like, all we got to do is get ourselves back off that goal line, and we would have had things. But look, at the end of the day, man, what a performance, man. I mean, this team came out, bro, and it was ready to fight. And that's something I'm happy to see, that this team was ready to get down there and fight. And boy, Jordan Mailata, my God, bro, he was ready to fight, man. He was not having that. That's, somewhat, I don't know I thought it was a late hit personally. It's not egregious, though. I mean, he gave him a little push. It was probably a late hit, technically, that didn't get called. But, hey, Mailata wasn't playing that, bro. Mailata had enough of that crap.
Yeah, so before we get Fresh, and you can hear us now, Fresh, right?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
All right. I just thought the effort on both sides of the ball for the first half was just tremendous. I think we ran the ball when they tried to stop it, no matter what. Like, they knew we were going to do. We just outdid them. Jalen Hurts, key runs helped too. He made some key passes in the first half. How do you feel, Fresh, real quick, about the third quarter offensive stutter? Was it, as Steve said, mainly because Jordan Howard went out? Or how do you feel about Hurts and the offense in that third quarter to the fourth quarter without Howard?
First of all, that what's going on, man? Coming off this win, man. I know I got some technical difficulties. I still do right now. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna figure it out. But to answer your question, Mike, I do think it had a lot to do with it. But at the same time, I thought Nick Sirianni was trying to be too conservative. When you look at being aggressive with running the football, it was working. And you come into the second half, I know you up 20. I get it. I understand it. But you got to keep doing until they stop it. You got to keep doing it what's working. And I thought that he kind of strayed away from that. we came into the half. I think it was like eight straight runs, and then it was another 3, and then we got stopped, and then it just looked like he got not a little pass happy, but more passing than we want. I understand you want to see what your franchise quarterback got, especially in that situation of being up 20, but you got to go what's working. And even though, and I know y'all just hit on this, I was listening, but I couldn't talk. The Miles Sanders fumble. Oh my gosh. It's like, dude, you can't, like, you got to protect the ball, especially in your own red zone. So to me, that might have turned his head a little bit on situations. But to me, we asked Steve, Mike, you asked for the defense to give us one. They gave us one. I thought they showed up and showed out. Even with them scoring in the last possession, whatever the case may be, cool. Darius Slay picked 6, 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. He might be the defensive player again this week. So
he left. Does anybody know what's wrong with him though? Because he didn't play the whole middle of the third into the fourth quarter, and I don't even know what was wrong with him.
No, I ain't hear nothing about it.
Yeah, I just was watching the game, and it's like, boom, Darius. They're having a little bit of trouble defending the Saints now with Darius Slay in the locker room, and they didn't say on the TV what's wrong with them. But that was Zach McPherson and Steven Nelson to close out. So that late rally of 22 points in the fourth, Darius Slay wasn't there.
A lot of talk of concussion in the chat.
Concussion?
Yeah, chat saying concussion.
That's what they were saying too. I just wanted to confirm it. Shout out to Texas Eagle though with the $5 super chat. Big win. Is it just me or is Steven Nelson bad? I don't know who wants. I know maybe Gate want to take that one because he's like, I try to tell you guys.
I try to tell everybody in the offseason that look. I mean, Steven Nelson's still the second best corner on the team.
He did break up that play in the first drive.
He's still the second best corner on the team, but there's deficiencies there. I tried to point out in the offseason that he's a little deficient there. There's a reason why they play soft zone at times with Steven Nelson. And to be honest, I saw a lot of press coverage today. I did see them playing him up around the line. I don't think that the Saints have a couple of guys that got a little speed, but it's not like a Tyreek Hill situation. You know what I mean? You're not out there worried about that kind of speed on the field. I mean, we'll have to see, man. I mean, I don't want to kill the guy. Like that last play was just a bad play. You got to get your head turned around with football on that one. That was just a really bad play as a corner. Yeah. Outside of that, man, look, I would say that he's certainly better than what we played with last year. But if I got a choice to try to throw the ball at Slay or throw the ball at Nelson, I'm throwing towards Nelson.
Yeah. Well, let me give a shout out to Philly Fresh though, because it's both offensive and defensive player with two people who got the bag, and I think Dallas Goedert and Avonte Maddox had super solid first halves. I will say I didn't like Avonte Maddox with the quick stutter, like on that touchdown pass to Callaway. I think Maddox thought he had help over the top. You can see he hesitated to run with them in man coverage, and they threw it down the seam in between Ronnie McLeod and Avonte Maddox. And Goddard had a couple concentration drops in the third and fourth quarter. However, Avonte Maddox is showing out. And as Fresh alluded, the defense played, when healthy, lights out football until the very end. But again, if we're talking about good teams, I am worried about how this team closes games out. I want to see a better second half performance from the offense, but I think a lot of it also goes to you start playing conservative too, right? Maybe we took the foot off the gas pedal. And so the play called really dictated us not doing it, especially losing Howard. Hopefully he's good because that was an ugly neck fall. I don't know exactly what happened, but hopefully they don't say stinger. Everybody in the chat was saying, oh, I hope it's a stinger. And I understand because stingers are not that bad. But the last time Jordan Howard got a stinger, he moved to Miami. You know what I mean? So
we ain't seen him again. So
he's still day to day.
Yeah, Mike. I agree with everything you said, but I do got to shout out Be More Philly. He said that JJ Arthur-Whiteside was going to get a reception.
JJ.
And he got a big one. Third down, fourth quarter, Wow. And maybe the defense wasn't worried about him, but hey, it happened. You know what I mean? It wasn't the biggest play. It wasn't the biggest play of the game, but it was big.
It was the biggest play of the second half.
Yeah,
it was what got us back in the game.
It was because we were struggling the whole second half. Like I'm not offensive wise, I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I thought that the defense definitely like they took care of this game. You know what I mean? And Jonathan Gannon, like I just made a video at halftime, and I said, I think Jonathan Gannon is finally getting it. Pressure these quarterbacks, trust your cornerbacks. I mean, you paying these guys for what? You got Avonte Maddox. I think he's been lights out in the slot position. Nelson, but you still got Darius Slay, and we seen some sightings of McLeod today. You know what I mean? We really don't see that, but I thought that he showed up big, and even Anthony Harris showed up big today. You know what I mean? The linebackers. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I love what I'm seeing from these linebackers, man. Like, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Like we never say that, but when you look at what Taylor has been doing, and I hope that I don't know what his injury is, but I hope that he's good. And you throw in some Bradley, TJ Edwards is balling. He's balling, and then you throw in a little bit of once again. What we say, Alex Singleton, he doesn't need a lot of snaps, but when he gets those snaps, he makes the best out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Rush the quarterback, you know what I mean? And I think Jonathan Gannon is starting to feel where his players need to be, and especially at linebacker. And I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. Especially going forward. Washington just won, but we got a lot of teams that I feel as though you can get pressure on the quarterback coming up into getting that playoff spot. So once again, this is a must-need win. And not only did we win, I think putting up 40 points, you prove that we can dominate people too. Like this score right now is not as close as it seems.
No.
Yeah, we laid off in the second half and yada, 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 but it's not as close as it seems. Like us against Kansas City. It's not as close as it seems. We dominated this game. Well, the first half. I'm going to say the first half. But once again, you're coming into a situation like last week I said, a quarterback that I don't think that can pull you out of a 2-touchdown situation and win a game. And I thought that Nick Sirianni did take the pedal off the gas, but I kind of get where he was coming from. But I think he got too conservative, and I think you're going to learn from that, y'all.
Gotta hope so, because it's been 2 weeks where we've had this weird second half. It's because we gained so much momentum in the first half, to be honest. I do think the team has to learn how to close games. But let's be real. We're not used to playing ahead. That's just all spade to spade. We're not used to playing ahead, and that's an adjustment. I hope Jordan Howard's all right, though, Mike, because that's a big, important point, because the last time we heard Stinger, my guy was day-to-day for like 18 months. So, I mean, I'm not trying to hear no Stinger with Jordan Howard, man, because he's a pretty important piece to this offense right now. I thought Sanders kind of got some momentum in that second half, though, man. I'm hoping shaking off some rust from those 3 weeks. Like, I still, though, man, I'd stick to my guns, bro. He shouldn't be the guy down around the goal line when we're facing our goal line trying to get off of it. That's Jordan Howard territory to me. Outside of that, man, Dallas Goedert, dude, you got to catch, man. You got to catch those passes, because there were a couple of times where I felt like we probably could have been in a much better third down situation, potentially converted a play or two and ran some clock, but they weren't easy. They weren't easy catches. I mean, I get it. None of these catches sometimes are easy at this level, but it's like, dude, you got to make those catches, man. We could have definitely ran clock and maybe not had this game come down as close as it came down towards the end. That said, man, just running. They said we weren't going to get 200 yards on them running. It's 2 straight games that we did this to them.
What I said.
Yeah. And this is the crazy part. I just think we have this offense that is Baltimore Raven-esque, right? I honestly think when the Baltimore Ravens were doing all this running, it was Lamar Jackson and a bunch of nobodies. But because Lamar Jackson was so lethal, because they had a good offensive line, you can really put anybody behind the Baltimore Ravens and they run the ball pretty good, right? It's a bunch of young guys. I think Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, and Boston Scott is better than what anything is going better than any running backs in Baltimore. So you look at Hurts as a passer, and I think he's a step above Lamar early in Lamar's career, right? He's right around you, right?
Throwing the football,
throwing the football. And I'm just saying that as a whole football player. You've seen, again, this is his first starting season, and you're seeing the pocket presence, the ability to stay in there and try to go off his first read. So play it that way, right? Again, you should never have Jalen Hurts throw the ball 40 times. It's just not in his game. There's going to be games where we need him to try to catch us back up, and it's going to be hard, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But when a run game is as deadly as ours, including Jalen Hurts, you have to make that the forefront no matter who you're playing. And again, there's only one number one rush defense. The rest are number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on. So if you could do it to number one
after the day, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but if you could do it to number 1, you could do it to number 2 through 29. And so that got to be the focal point. But I got to say, shout out to Jalen Hurts on that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 late in the game. I was like, bro, another quarterback keeper, because the quarterback keepers have been crappy in the second half, right? Like I saw Jalen Hurts slide down at the line of scrimmage like 6 times. So I'm like, stop calling it, Nick. And he called it again. I'm like, dang, he about to get a loss of 1. And he pulled number 96. Your soul is mine. Some more to comeback stuff, right? This man, he pulled him out his cleats. He pulled his soul away from him. And then that run to the touchdown was just great. Listen, Jalen, that was just
Mike, they got a surgery out there trying to find that man's ankles.
Yo,
yeah, that was a highlight and a half.
That sealed the game, though.
Yes.
That sealed the game. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, I think we are witnessing him develop. And I'm not even talking about the running. I'm talking about the pocket presence. Mm-hmm. The pocket presence of not just, oh, nobody's open, I'm going to run. Even last game, and I failed to mention this in the pregame. But when he slid over and threw that ball to Devontae, like just a slide, and that's things that Tom Brady and the guy that he said that he got a good connection with, Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? These are things that he does because they can't run. It's not like they don't want to or whatever, or they wouldn't choose not to, but they can't. Mm-hmm. So you can manipulate the pocket just by sliding. Oh, it's a guy coming this way. Let me move this way. And I thought that Jalen Hurts did that last week, and I thought that he did that today. And that was the first 2 games in his career that I seen him doing that. So I don't know if it's the coaching, which it probably is, or him watching tape, but I think he's getting better in the pocket. And shout out to Dallas Goedert, man. Like, dude, you're earning your money today. You're earning your money today, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought that touchdown was a touchdown. Like, they didn't want to. They didn't want to challenge it. They want to get back to the line or whatever the case may be. But in my view, that was 6 points, and he looked like a man amongst boys. Like when you talk about Dallas Goedert, like when he catches the ball, he's not shaking people, but he's pushing them off of him. Like, you can't tackle me. It's going to take 2 of y'all. One of y'all is not going to be able to tackle me. And I like it, but it scares me at the same time. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we've seen the same thing with Gronkowski. And what did they start doing? They started going after his knees. And Gronkowski still has a problem today and had to basically retire because there's so many hits to his knees. I'm not trying to put up no bad situation. I'm just telling y'all what I see. This dude is he's a Gronkowski type of tight end. When you talk about the style that he plays, and it's dominant, and I want to keep saying it, but I just hope the league don't catch up to what they did to Gronkowski. Go ahead, Charles.
I see a couple comments in here. Tim, you're not the only one that said this. I got to disagree with you guys. Some of you guys are asking to field punts he should not be fielding. There's no benefit to him trying to field the punt inside the 5. What's the best outcome there? Honestly, like that's not where you field the punt. He's making the right decision. I think if you want to call him to question Reagor's decision making, it's on the kickoff returns, because I feel like he kind of flattens out when he gets up close to the 20, trying to wait for a hole to open up instead of just going through. I don't think he's a kick returner. I think they need to maybe put a running back there. Something, maybe if you activate Gainwell and give him that role as a kick returner while you're working in this rotation, I think that'd be a better role for him. But I got to disagree with a lot of you guys on the punt returns because it's too risky to field inside the 5.
Well, what is your take? What is your take on on the ones he does return? I think a lot of people on my play-by-play were saying, that he's not, he's trying to get a home run, and then I didn't think they liked the effort of he kept going out of bounds. These are the plays where he's at the sideline. Yeah. Could he have tried to gain some contact? I don't know. They were saying it was effortless on the sidelines. My thing is this:
you're up though. You're up 20 points. You get what I'm saying? You got to weigh the game and what's happening too.
And that's what I was saying. At the end of the day, we're up 20 points. And I remember the one kick where a lot of people were going mad. They were like, why is he going out of bounds? It's like he got the 12 yards and went out of bounds. We started a possession inside New Orleans Saints territory. And yes, a punt return touchdown is cool and every yard counts. But sometimes you got to look at the context and us being up. It's different if we are down and he's not. My thing with Reagor is he elects to go backwards instead of forward at times, right? You got Greg Ward, who stays in the middle. You got Jalen Reagor, who goes backwards sometimes to the forward. That's my biggest beef. And I had beef with him all through the season. But in this game particularly, going out of bounds might be soft. But when you're up 20-some points, I can't find any fault with anything.
You also don't know what's instructed by coaching. The coaches might be telling them, hey, guys, we're not going to take a risk like that when we're up 20 points. The last thing we need to do is to try to hit a home run on something like this and cause a fumble inside of our own territory and then put a team back into the game. I think some of that stuff is coaches and the way they're coaching the game too. I think that has to be taken into consideration. Now on the kick returns, I agree. Kick returns, he's not good at. It's just not. It's not him. Like that's not what he should be doing. I think you need someone with better vision. And I know that Reagor played some running back in high school, but I think you need like an NFL level running back there fielding your kick returns, to be honest. I think you need someone with better vision.
Real fast, I'm gonna get into a couple things real fast. First of all, Caveman, no, I wasn't really a bruiser. I was really like a Miles Sanders type of back, no lie. Like I was kind of a scat back, but I could run it in between the tackles. But I wasn't no type of guy that like I didn't have the weight that I had now. So I wasn't that kind of guy. But Reagor to me is just a disappointment all the way around the board. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold no punches. And I said that I was gonna wait. Everybody kept commenting on me saying he's a bust. I'm not gonna call him a bust, but he's a disappointment. And I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to get him into a rhythm by getting him the football as much as they can. But Gates, I gotta disagree with you. He's still making bad decisions. Even if you do pull up and not catch the football, your first instinct, because I did the same thing. I return kicks too. Your first instinct is to block the gunner, the first guy towards you, and he doesn't even do that. He just
but if I can counter that, I get what you're saying, Reese, but it wouldn't have made a difference. The ball's flattened out. I mean, it's going to be whether he fields that or if you're going to the balls are the same.
I'm not even talking. I understand that, Gates. You're right about that. I understand that, but it's just the effort to me. You're showing no effort into blocking anybody when you know that you're not going to catch the football. Once you make that decision to catch the football, the first thing on your mind is to block the gunner because you don't know where the football is going to bounce, right?
Yeah, but let me ask you something, though, Reese, because I know this too. There's taught techniques, and the technique might not be to go into the gunner. It might be to get the heck out of the way and don't let the ball get into you. That's the other part of that.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. But can I bring up something real fast? Somebody brought up in the chat, and I was thinking about it before they brought up in the chat. But shout out to Mailata. Mailata ain't with it. He is not with it. You want he going to war for his quarterback, and the whole game he made sure to make a statement to who was it, Lattimore?
Davenport, the one he rumbled with?
Yeah.
Davenport, Marcus Davenport, defensive end.
Davenport. He made sure to make an influence on him to say, first of all, you gave my quarterback. Now that play, I hate that play, even if it's for us or against us. And I'm not mad that he didn't make that play when Jalen Hurts ran on the sideline. And a lot of quarterbacks do that, and they manipulate the referees. So I'm not really mad at that. But he feels some type of way about it. He kept it going the same game. He kept that same level, the same game, and it didn't lead to a personal foul. And I thought that was big. But shout out to him because he's telling y'all, I'm a dog out here. I'm a dog. He's let that right there. He let the league put on notice. I'm a dog out here, and you're gonna have to come see me, especially when it comes to my quarterback. So shout out to him for that, man. Go ahead, y'all.
Hold on, and let me ask y'all a question. This is a good one because honestly, so Philly Jackson said, "Yeah, Rager ain't it. He equals Aguilar 2.0." Let me ask y'all a question. If it for one season, would you take Aguilar or Jalen Rager?
Their career trajectory is pretty similar. I mean, Aguilar didn't do anything his first 2 years. It really wasn't until his third year that he kind of produced, which was 17.
When he played in the slot. Yeah. When he played in the slot, but Rager is playing in the slot right now, though.
Now Rager, they got him playing flanker. They move him around.
Yeah, they move him around.
They move him around.
Definitely.
And I disagree that Rager doesn't contribute. That's not the issue. He contributes. He's their motion guy. He's there to draw the eyes of the defense. The problem is that he's not giving you the production you expect a first-round pick to give. That's the bigger issue. Is you spent a first-round pick on a guy, and what he's giving you is just eye discipline of the defense. But I will say there are plays they miss him too. The Boston Scott screen early in the game. Rager was wide open across the middle of the field. And that's not a misread by Jalen Hurts. That's design and concept. Right. He's throwing the ball where the play's designed to throw the ball. But you can clearly see Rager streaks right across your screen, and he's wide open. And it's like, boy, wish we had that play back, to be quite honest, because
but here's the thing. This is why people saying that he juices Gates, because they're saying, all right, you're putting him in motion, but that's not doing anything for the offense.
It is, though, but that's where they're wrong. That's where they don't understand offensive concepts. It's holding the eyes of defense. It's doing something.
I'm speaking from what they're saying, because they're saying if you're not putting up numbers, you're not doing anything. And I had to take a step back on that myself and look at what Fletcher Cox was doing.
He's not producing at a first round level. I agree with that. Like you shouldn't spend a first round pick on a guy that.
But none of our wide receivers really balled out today. It was the Dallas Goddard show. So none of our wide receivers really, like even Devontae Smith, he had a couple plays. I thought that was excellent defense on that should have been touchdown on Devontae, but Lattimore pushed him, and I don't know how you can push somebody 10 yards at their 10 yards, but whatever.
Yeah.
So
they were the officiating in this game in particular was bad. That Dallas Goddard, that was a touchdown. I don't know how they missed that. That was a clear touchdown. It didn't matter.
They called it on Devontae.
And not only that, Devontae Smith got to get smarter on them picks. You can't lean your body into somebody when you're doing a pick. You just got to run your route. Just run right through him. I'm running a route. He's in my way. And they don't call that. But he put his body into the defender and basically pushed him. You can't do that, especially in the NFL right now. You know what I mean? They're really, really looking at that.
Real quick, shout out to Marquette Spikes with the $4.99 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. He said, what's good to y'all? I'm so proud of this young team. Big win. Hurts continues to get better. I'm also happy that we're finally running the ball. Yeah, man, this is a long time coming. And like I said, if you look at this and dare I say it, a bird's eye view of the season, right? You're looking at a team that is now 3-1. And no matter how we want to talk about September football, November football is more important. December football is even the utmost importance, especially where we sit right now. The Eagles turn the corner, right? They are playing with a certain style of football. They're not allowing any team to dictate what they do. The Chargers and the Lions stink against the run. So it was good to see the Eagles transform into a run-first team against two stinky teams. Now, the Broncos and the Saints are different type of defenses, and they said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Worked against the Broncos, absolutely worked against the Saints, and Jalen Hurts is making the right pass at the right time. This is a formula that I believe can get us to the playoffs. And if you ask me, we get to the playoffs, we make something happen, and that the trajectory is higher than anybody could have thought. I know we were talking about playoffs and 10+ wins before the season, but you really don't know who you have. We heard what Nick Sirianni said, and it was sounding good, right? And then we thought he was lying the whole first half of the season. But to have the arrow pointing up with sniffing the playoffs or getting into the playoffs with the boatload of money, with the 3 first-round picks, shout out to the Colts, beating the Bills, you are in a very good position, minus what we think of Howie Roseman at this point, and that's all we can ask for. And the Philadelphia Eagles is an organization that never stays in the dumps long. We are not the Giants. We are not the Dolphins before they got good, the Browns, the Raiders. These are teams that when they're bad, it takes them 8 years to get good. We are flipping it, and we are going to be competing in this NFC East. And I'm looking right now, and the Vikings overtook the Carolina Panthers for the 6th seed, and the Saints dropped from the 6th to the 7th seed. But again, the Vikings beat the Packers. They got 2 good wins in the last 2 weeks, the Chargers and the Packers. But the Vikings still got to play 2 playoff teams. Saints got to play some people, and the Niners are ahead of us too, but we right there. So right now we are 9th in the poll. We just got to get to 7. So keep winning.
Yeah. Philly Insider. We pull that one up, Mike. It's like at 5:14. It's about Hurts. To be honest, man, I know the play you're talking about. It was the Tampa 2 where the linebacker fell back into the zone with Devontae. Hurts correctly read it, and that's where he should have gone with the ball. I agree. In terms of when the timing of the throw should have been done, it's hard to say without really seeing the actual pressure package again and kind of seeing that, manipulating it. It's hard to tell from a TV copy. I'd have to actually see the coach's film on like Tuesday to really say that, man. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know without seeing the coach's copy of the tape yet. But I thought he made the right read. I mean, the read was the correct read.
Yeah. And just for GP, the Chiefs are winning 16-3, just for anybody who wants to know about the Cowboys.
Trust me, I'm on it. I know.
I'm watching it right here. It's right
here.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say. In spurts, we seen why the Saints is the number 1 defense. That play, when Jalen Hurts had Miles Sanders, it was a scramble play when he had Miles Sanders, and for that safety to run all the way across the field like that, like to me, it's nothing Jalen Hurts did wrong. It's nothing Miles Sanders did wrong. You can say people text me and say, well, he should have ran towards the ball. No, he's sitting in the pocket. He's giving him a target. He didn't know. You don't know that a guy is running all the way across the field. That was just a great play. And he made, and that same player made another great play. We seen some good defenses from these guys, but you know what killed them? The run. When Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders started getting going, them dudes got gas. You look at the first quarter. You look at the second quarter. I think we doubled them in time of possession. And that is so big on a team that is trying to find themselves and trying to get into a rhythm. To double the team that you're playing in time of possession. Now this defense, now they did look like they got rejuvenated in the second half, but it was just a little bit too late. You up 20 points. So I would have liked to have still put the pedal to the metal, but I do think Nick Sirianni did take the foot off the gas a little bit. But at the end of the day, it still was a win, man. You still when you still look at it, we dominated in every perspective, man. Shout out to shot once again, a guy that I think that we are not giving his props to is Jake Elliott. This dude, what, 4 for 4?
I think so.
If he went 1 for 4, we'd be grinding him up. But he made every single a field goal and extra point, and that put us over the top, man. 50-yarder, 37-yarder, 35-yarder, 43-yarder. So you got to give him his props also. So I think that, and I said this in our pregame, you got to win at every level, offense, defense, and special teams. And I thought we did that, other than the kickoffs, the punt returns.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought that we won at every single level. So you got to look at this coaching staff and say, number one, I understand who your quarterback was, but number one, Nick Sirianni outcoached Sean Payton. He did, because it took them too long to get Ingram incorporated, and then I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like they just fell away from giving Ingram the ball, and he was getting positive yards. Like, Ingram definitely was getting positive yards, but then they just gave the quarterback the ball again, and he was bummed. I'm sorry, he's bad. And it's good to see that we showed a quarterback is bad instead of having him complete 80%, 75%, and making them look better than what they really are. They put pressure on this dude from the rip, and they kept putting pressure on him. And what did I say in the pregame? I wanted to see some blitzes to where as though you got the shadow blitz. You got one guy coming up the blitz, but then he backs up in coverage, and then you got another guy coming up, and he did that. He did a lot of things that I asked, and I ain't really got no complaints, man. Like, the blitz system that they had, I thought that it was working even when they didn't get home. It still was putting a clock in his head. And that's what you have to do, especially with a guy that doesn't start like that, a guy that's not top echelon. You put a clock in his head saying, oh, these guys is coming. And then once he see a guy coming, then he back up. Oh, now I got time. But no, it's another guy coming. So I thought Jonathan Gannon called a very, very good game. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I think this was a flawless performance in the first half, and I think the second half was more of a result of Nick Sirianni getting his foot off the gas pedal, not really adjusting to losing Jordan Howard, and Jonathan Gannon definitely taking his foot off the gas pedal, playing soft zones, trying to make sure Zach McPherson and Steven Nelson, now being your number one, don't get beat over the top. I think that played a hand in it. Again, we're not deep enough in corner that if Slay goes down, we're a bunch of just guys now. You know, Steven Nelson goes from a quality second to a horrible first. Zach McPherson is just a rookie who's, fourth round pick for a reason. And Avonte Maddox, you need to keep him in the slot, but they just won't target him. I got to say this, though. Again, the resiliency of this season is where I'm at. The Saints were a really banged up team, but it was crazy because I was talking so much trash at halftime, and I'm like, well, they were down 21-6 to the Titans, and they came back and lost by 2, and then it just happens, right? The whole chat about to blame the loss on me. So I just like that the run wasn't working we couldn't get nothing going, but when you needed a drive, guys who didn't contribute all season stepped up, right? Miles Sanders didn't contribute all season, not because we didn't allow him to, right? Nick Sirianni didn't give him a chance. He fumbled, in my mind, twice, but I'll only mark it one because that's what counts. And he rose to the occasion on that drive. Jalen Hurts and then J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, right? If there was a list of Eagles that could get us out of an offensive funk, he would have been on the last page, right? You probably would have just left him off. And he rose up and he was hyped. My man came up and gave the biggest first down thing. He was feeling good. He was looking for an umbrella. He was feeling himself. So shout out to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
It's crazy because remember in the pregame, Mike, we had the whole situation of who's going to be the surprise guy.
Shocker, right?
Nobody, not us, nobody in the chat said J.J. Arthur-Whiteside. And I'm not going to lie. I thought that when we look at the guys that we picked, I picked Tyree Jackson. He did nothing. And a lot of guys that we picked, J.J. Arthur-Whiteside had the best moment in the game of all the guys that we picked.
Yeah.
Even though he was wide open.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. He made the play. He made the play to keep the ball rolling. And then once they got the football, it was over. The game was over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you definitely got to shout him out for that. But my only question is with that is, even Quez Watkins, I don't think Quez Watkins had a target today.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. Was it we're just going to utilize the middle of the field, and they're not giving us they played a lot of too high safety. That's what I'm gonna say. So Quez Watkins might have been taken out the game, but you still have to. He's still a talent, so you still had to find a way. Even when a guy like, and I'm not comparing the two, obviously, but even when a guy like Tyreek Hill and they play cover and they play cover 3, or they have too high safeties, and they try to take him out the game, it's still underneath stuff that he does. It's still screens that he does. And to me, I didn't see any of that when it came to Quez Watkins. I would have liked to see some of that. Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, well, hang on. Just real quick, guys. JP Martinez. Listen, though, here's the thing about J.J. Arthur-Whiteside. If you need a receiver to line up on the right spot on the line of scrimmage, nobody lines up better than J.J. Arthur-Whiteside. According to Grove. According to Grove. But I mean, look, man, I don't know what to make of that one play. It was nice to see JJ get involved and do something. It teases you, man, because like this offense with a big bodied receiver like that, it would flow. It would absolutely flow with a power running game. It would completely flow. And it's a tease. It's a tease because I don't have the expectation we're going to see JJ start catching 4 or 5 passes and 2 or 3 first downs a game. I don't want to put my faith in anything like that. With that said, man, like that was a big moment. It really was a huge moment. Like it was such a smart play design too, because dude, they got caught. They got caught so hard on that play. They definitely got caught.
Well, nobody would have thought. First of all, every time JJ gets in, you got announcers thinking he's tight ends last week. JJ gets in, they automatically think he's blocking. They do not think the ball's going to JJ.
He like a lineman out there. It's like for now on, the announcers gotta announce that number 19 is eligible for receiver. You hear me?
Yeah, right. They might have to tell him.
This is why I can't be live, guys. This is why I can't be live. When I saw that play and I saw JJ and I saw him move across the formation, I said out loud, "This is the most obvious running damn play ever." And it was a pass to JJ. He got me. He got me on it.
So did I. I was like, we're running the ball again? And then it was just boom to JJ. But real quick, though, we got 221 watching. We are live on 3 channels, right? The Philly Talk Podcast, Philly Freshest channel, and Gate City Sports channel. Wherever you're watching, hit the like button. You don't know how much it helps. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. And definitely, wherever you're watching, when the show's over or take some time now, search up and subscribe, because we will all be dropping content all week. If you thought we could talk when we were losing, wait till we can talk when we're winning. You know what I mean? It feels a lot better.
Speaking of that, where your man at? What's his name? 401k or something like that? Where he at?
I know.
He said he was coming through.
I don't know where. I don't even remember the dude's name. Yeah.
I do. I do, and he ain't in here. Where you at, bro?
Yeah, because he was definitely on it before we got off of here on the pregame.
And he said, even if we lose, I'm gonna come through.
No, I flipped his words around on him. He was saying when we lost, he was gonna come back, but he didn't say when we lost. Okay.
But
that's what he was implying, so I flipped his words on him.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I flipped his words on him.
JJ,
I knew he wasn't gonna come back. Yeah.
So that's a good point. 2020 vision. Do y'all think, because when you look at it, I like Devontae Smith, but we don't have no possession receivers. And if you and I'm talking to the chat, Philly Fresh holds on to. No, I just like to tell y'all when I'm right. That's all. But
Fresh, look, Fresh be up here posting the comments up in the locker room. Y'all see this?
Yeah, I just remember 410 too. It was just 410 something. He was like, "Don't worry, I'll be back, win or lose, but we gonna win this game."
Yeah, he don't want none of this smoke right now. Yeah. But when you look at it, us not like Devontae Smith can be a possession receiver, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if y'all seen this, but when Lattimore picked him up after he tackled him, I said, "Yo, this dude is too thin to win." I ain't gonna lie. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
He like, picked him up like yeah.
And not only did he just pick him up effortlessly. I'm like, yo, how much does this dude weigh? Like, this is the NFL player that he just picked up. Last time I seen that was when in 2016, or was it 17, when Jason Peters picked up Sproles after he ran in the end zone.
No, he caught him. He caught him.
Caught him, yeah. That's the last time I seen something like that.
Yeah.
But back to what I was saying. When you look at the situation of you sit Gainwell for a J.J. Arthur-Whiteside, but he only gets one target in the game, and he hasn't had a target since that play. I don't even like game 3. So when you look at the situation, should J.J. Arthur-Whiteside get one? Because we grind him up about not being in the offense.
Why not?
But he's not.
Why not? We tried everybody else, Reese. We tried everybody else. Why not? I mean, look, I'm defending Reagor. I think Rager's getting more crap than he deserves, but he's not producing. I mean, that's not arguable. You can't take that standpoint because it's true. He's not producing. So, I mean, I mean, why not? Why not? He was more productive this game than Reagor. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, like I said, I think there are opportunities they're missing on Reagor, but he was more productive with one catch on first down. Yeah.
I mean, all right. So hold up. Yeah. So I want to get the chat involved in this, right? So we're going to continue the conversation, but I want to see what the chat really says. So here's the question, right? Next week against the Giants, who would you like to see given a bigger opportunity? Jalen Reagor or J.J. Arcega-Whiteside? Be honest.
I'm going to go Boston Scott, the Giant Killer.
He said the Giant Killer.
Oh yeah, he need to get some snaps. But go ahead, chat. I really want to know honestly, because look, there's nothing I don't think Whiteside is gonna do much. Yeah. I mean, again, but I don't see nothing in Reagor either. So it's like an absentee third wide receiver. Greg Ward, I think he's still on the roster. I don't see him. I think they're really trying to go to youth route and see what we got. Greg Ward, I knew he was going to be talked about without even be. It's like I asked about Reagor and Whiteside are like Greg Ward.
I mean, look, personally, I would try some stuff, Mike. I would try either in that tall slot or boundary side X receiver role and just see if you can't get something, give them an opportunity to give you the catch radius and the size. I love the Gainwell suggestion. I said the Gainwell suggestion early in the week. I said, hey, here's an idea. Maybe use Gainwell in the way that we saw the Chargers using, Allen. The way they used him in the backfield, they used him in the slot, they used him split out wide. Like, I thought Gainwell could definitely give you that. I thought that's what they had to do with Reagor today, and they didn't do it. So it's kind of like.
Let me tell you who Gainwell remind me of. Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
You can use him now. Now he's not as big as Cordell Patterson, but you can use him how Atlanta used well, not just Atlanta, but the Bears, like how they use Cordell Patterson all over the field. This dude can be a weapon all over the field. Antonio Brown, Yoda, I seen you Yoda like 3 times. Shout out to you. But I'm gonna say on the J.J. Arcega-Whiteside because we sit here and we grind him up being a second-round pick, and we know why we really grind him up because we know who we picked him over. And it's a hurt piece. But at the same time, you cannot produce if you don't get an opportunity. He's not getting no opportunities. And he did have that good game in the preseason, and I don't know what happened after that. And then not only that, you're sitting a guy like Gainwell, and you were sitting a guy like Jordan Howard, basically for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And you just got him on there to do what? Pick up jock straps and fill up water cups. So to me, that I'm confused on it. If you're going to have a second round pick be on the active roster, how about you actively use him? Go ahead.
I mean, it's a fair point, Reese, is that, I mean, technically JJ was a high draft pick too. I mean, they need to do a lot of things with a lot of these guys that I feel like we're starting to get the basis of the offense. You just got to fit the pieces. You got to fit the other surrounding pieces. The Gainwells, the JJs. You got to do more with JJ than just block. Like today was a good start, man, because they fooled us all with that play. Like that was a heck of a start for JJ. I hate that it took 11 weeks to see it, but
right.
I guess better late than never.
But at the same time, look how long it took him to bring Jordan Howard up. Now I know he got nicked up today, but he has been our most prolific offensive player, other than Jalen Hurts, of course, for the last 3 to 4 weeks. He has been the reason that we won some of these games, and that it was close against Oakland. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like this dude been sitting on the shelf all this time. And now we've been saying this, all three of us, some of the chat also, shout out to them. Why in the hell aren't y'all bringing up Jordan Howard? They finally do it. He produces. Yeah. So how about we see, even if you just want to use him in the red zone, like I thought in the second half in the red zone, we stunk. We did. So to me, it's like, get this guy an opportunity. Even like, don't just have him just block it. Get this guy an opportunity, and then we can judge him on that.
Yeah.
Yo, wait. Tell me if I'm wrong, right? But the last 3 catches Jalen Reagor has, I think it's 3 catches for negative 15 yards.
He had the one really nice conversion in the last game, but that's it. I mean, it's because they keep doing that. They keep doing that stupid tunnel screen. Yeah, they keep doing that stupid tunnel screen that everybody sees coming. Everybody sees that coming, and it's such a timing route. Like if that route is not timed correctly and you don't have the blockers in front of you, it's the easiest play in the world to defend. It's like, come on, man, you keep doing the same thing with the same player. We get it. They get it. They know that's coming, man. You got to switch it up more than that. And Aishan, I don't disagree with you. Don't take this wrong way, Aishan. I don't disagree with you. I agree Reagor is a far more talented player than JJ. But he's not like, they're not using him. So what's the, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? If you're not going to use him, like, I mean, look, yes, he serves a role for the offense. He holds the eyes, but if you don't give Reagor the ball on those jet motions and stuff like that, I mean, pretty soon defenses aren't really going to recognize that as a threat. That's the other side to it. Like, he had that one game where before he got injured, he had a couple of really nice runs coming from the jet motion. But we just, he had the one last game where he lost like 6 yards. Yeah, but it just, you gotta do more. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to do a little more with him, and we're just not utilizing them. So, I mean, if JJ can come in and give you 2 or 3 catches, that 1 or 2 of them are a conversion, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's hard to argue.
Even if you just use him as a red zone threat, like I don't have no problem with that. But you definitely got to give him a chance. But to flip the script real fast, if you had to grade what Jalen Hurts did today, and chat, y'all can grade too, A to F. What would you give Jalen Hurts in grade wise?
Hard to say off a TV copy. I mean, just for what he did in the running game, it's high.
Yeah,
because
I got.
I had someone that commented, and they were like, basically what they said is that because we're running the ball so much, we're basically winning in spite of Jalen Hurts. And it's like, no, this running game doesn't work without Jalen Hurts being a threat.
Yeah. Correct.
That's the other side to it.
Yeah, the defensive play caller is pretty much in the Mike's ear, like, watch Jalen Hurts. Oh, whoa, there goes Howard for 9. Watch, there goes these guys. The reason why Baltimore can just rotate running backs and they're good is because of the threat of Lamar Jackson. San Fran did the same thing when Kaepernick was running, and now we are doing it with Hurts. I give him a B. Left some meat on the bone, you could say, in the third quarter with trying to convert through the air. But again, the plays that were asked of him in the first half, when he had to throw it, he threw it with conviction. When he had to run it, he was a big part of the run game. And then he solely stamped us in that last drive with a touchdown. And he pulled the man out of his sneakers and he just took his soul. So again, as a football player, is a B. He only completed 12 passes or 12 or 13 passes. It is what it is, but it was a blowout win. And when you are up by 20, there's going to be less passes. When a team puts us in a situation where we got to throw more, we will cross that bridge. Will he get done in them games? We got to see.
Yeah. All right. So here's my answer to my own question. I'm gonna give him an A-, and the reason I give him an A- is because, number one, I need him to slide more. Stop, and I said this the same thing with our last quarterback. Stop challenging these linebackers and these cornerbacks on these runs. You can actually manipulate the referees and get 15 more yards if you just slide. We didn't see it. We didn't see it multiple times against us. You know what I mean? So I just need him to slide more. If you know that you're not going to get a touchdown or the first down, just slide. But I thought that his pocket presence, this game, I didn't see him really miss like a big throw. And the reason I'm asking this question is because this was my thing in the pregame. I said Jalen Hurts is going to have to be that defining factor of y'all want to play 8 in the box. Well, it's 1-on-1, and I'm going to take what the defense gives me. And I thought he did that, especially with Dallas Goedert. Yeah. Like some of the plays, even that play, I don't know how the hell Dallas Goedert caught that one play when it like bounced off his hand and he caught it, but it was still a good throw. It was a good throw. It was to where no defensive player can get it, and he caught it and then like grabbed it with one hand. And so shout out to Dallas Goedert for that. But I thought he did what he's supposed to do, manage the game. He managed the game, and I hate to say that like I'm calling him a game manager, but I thought that he did because your defense was on one today. Yeah. All you had to do was not put the ball in harm's way. I didn't think he did that other than that one but it wasn't his fault. I think it was a blitz and somebody grabbed his arm and it got hung in the air, and Tyree Jackson almost came down with that one. But other than that, I don't think he put the ball in harm's way. I got to give him an A-. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to move it up to B+ just because of his impact in the run game, and I like the throws he made when asked to in the first half. So I said B off the grip just because of his run game, but I'm thinking about some of the throws he made in the first half, the last drive. I'll give him a B+, only because I just think the passing game didn't get going as fluently, and I'm not saying it's on him. It could be on the receivers. I got to see, as Gates said, the all-22, which, don't come out until Tuesday, but I still B+. This is a good defense. I like it.
Send me that too.
Hey, Howie Roseman, you got the power to make that happen. What you mean?
Wait, what happened?
He said Keyshawn Johnson should get a shot at wide receiver 3. I like him. He was a fairly good deep threat. I mean, he's not like a huge speedster though. It's kind of weird, but look, at this point, guys, whatever works. That's the thing, man, is I don't know. When you're winning football games, it's kind of hard to change anything up. That's the problem. And it's like you don't want to mess and disrupt timing and chemistry of the team. And like I said, guys, some of this stuff is scheme based. Like you say a guy's not doing something until you pull that guy out or he gets injured, and then you quickly realize, oh, actually that person was doing something. It just wasn't producing to like receptions and stuff on the field. So I'm always a little careful with that stuff because you never really know until that guy's removed from the offense, and then you're like, okay, this is a problem. But I don't know, man. I'm more concerned about is Howard okay? That's my bigger concern. Is Howard okay?
Yeah.
Because Howard and Miles Sanders together, I think that could be a pretty special combination down the stretch here.
And it should have been from the beginning, beginning of the season. I definitely agree with you. I hope that he's okay because once again, like Mike said, last time we got a stinger, we didn't see him again until week 8 of this season. So
he got a stinger in 2019, and we ain't seen him in the week 8 of 2021.
That's what I'm saying. So hopefully he definitely is good, man. In all seriousness, I don't know if y'all heard anything about Jonathan Taylor. I hope he good too. So who was the player that got a concussion? Was it Darius Slay?
Slay.
Yeah, he is in concussion protocol. I just got the alert on my phone. So hopefully he's good. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Looking forward, if we can keep playing how we playing, I really don't see. Now I'm looking forward a little bit to that. I know. But I don't see another loss if you can keep playing how you've been playing these last 2 games. Like, you got to look at the teams that you have played. I understand. Like, this is supposed to be the number 1 defense. That's what they told us. The Bills are number 1, and they got their ass kicked today too.
Oh, yeah. And again,
and
Carson
I'm mad
Wentz
because
got a run game.
Carson Wentz, he set the 4th quarter, so that's less plays on 75 plays that he got to play.
Yeah, true that.
So yeah, but ain't no point in risking him to injury from something stupid.
You said what?
Ain't no risk. There ain't no reason to try to risk him on injury and something stupid.
The Bills at least make it more competitive, so that quarterback could be on the field. So we have a 1st round pick instead of a 2nd round pick. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it looked like he on pace to have 75. I mean,
so I know, Mike. I know you need to get off here, man, because I know you've been talking for like 5 hours in a row now. But
we
just real quick before we jump off, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you honestly think we're going to use all 3 1st round picks, or do you think that we're going to probably move up or move back?
We're moving back.
You think we're going to move back and acquire more 2nd and 3rds?
When have you ever known Howie Roseman to move up? He always moves back.
I mean, he did a whole bunch of stuff this past year, so I can't even keep track of what he did. But he was up, back, down. I mean, he went all over the place.
But he moved back, then moved up.
Moved back up. Yeah, I get what you're saying. To acquire the pick. I mean, but if you're targeting a player, I mean, I guess it would depend. Is like, who's the player? Can you get them? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, my thing is if you got 3 picks, if you got 3 picks in the 1st round, go get who you want.
If you got a chance to get that safety at Notre Dame, I'm moving up.
Yeah.
That dude, I don't know his name off the top because I
Kyle Hamilton.
Okay. Damn,
yeah.
Mike.
It's really hope so we got 2 more hours.
No, this ain't like back in the day. People got stuff to do now. The pandemic over.
Real talk though. Here's my thing, right? Quarterback should be out of the question. 100% out of the question. Stop playing. 100%. Like someone in the chat said earlier, Pickett and them, they're having bad games. They're having bad games in college. I'm not saying they won't be a good quarterback, but let them try somewhere else. Should not be a quarterback, right? Now you look at how do the Eagles, not Philly Mike, feel about Jalen Hurts, the super long haul? They're willing to give him another year, most likely, if they say no quarterback. But how do they feel the long haul? We talked about it on Go Talk one time, and we mentioned it on BBP to possibly trade one of these 1st round picks for a future 1st, right? We'll gain an extra 3rd. We'll get a 1st round pick for the future when there could possibly be better quarterback drafts. If we don't believe it, Hurts gets another chance to prove us what the Hurts supporters, and I'm one of them, believe he can do. But then you got picks for the future, right? But I still think 2 picks have to come in the 1st round. And as things are going, I'm not opposed to using all 3 or moving up because Miami beat the Jets today, right? And I did a video earlier this week or last week about the Dolphins, about us and the Colts. The Colts are winning, but they do have the 20th hardest schedule. I had the Bills beating them. Well, they beat the Bills. The Dolphins have the 6th easiest schedule. They're going to win some games, and the Eagles have the 2nd easiest schedule. So there could be a time at the end of the season where the Eagles' three first round picks are 13, 18, and 19, right? Your 3 first round picks, Miami could be outside the top 10. The Colts, if you make the playoffs, Colts, that's going to be 19 or above. If the Philadelphia Eagles run the table and or make a push, you're talking about 15 plus. So you're talking about 12, 15, and 19, 13, 18, and 22. If that's the case, and you can go up and get a Derek Stingley Jr., a Kyle Hamilton, you might have to do it because you do need that blue chip defensive player. Look what Micah Parsons is doing for that Cowboys defense. I know Trayvon Diggs is also, right? But you need that staple. One guy don't make a defense, but it can change it a little bit, especially with the free agent money we have and stuff. So do you want Howie Roseman picking 15, 18, and 22 where we can get Andre Dillard's, Derek Barnett's, Jalen Reagor's, and that type of player? Or do you want him going up and getting a Kyle Hamilton where it's like you didn't miss on Devontae, not because you're smart, because it's Devontae.
Player. Yeah, we need an impact defensive player, in my opinion. Just because a lot of the guys we had who were good football players, I mean, Slay has turned out to be, this is one heck of a year for Slay, man. But they're all, these guys are all over 30, most of these guys that are impact players on the defense. I mean, at least we locked up Avonte Maddox, which is nice. And I'm glad that he didn't exit the game for a long duration of time because when I first saw him go out, I was like, man, no.
Yeah, the way he was
this is not what we need. Yeah.
It's crazy when I first seen it happen. I'm like, oh, that's just a stinger. But then I seen him throwing a fit, like beating his legs on the ground. I'm like, yo, he looked like he hurt. Then I seen him buckling up the next play. I'm like, all right,
tough. It's that bag talking to him. He's like, yo, I got that money. I got to go play.
Yeah, we need an impact player, man, because. Man, I can't remember who was it we were having a conversation, Mike? We were trying to figure out the contracts. And it was like, remember we were looking over Lane Johnson's contract. And I was like, man, you can't, there are some of these contracts that we just can't move right now. We can't move them. It's way too much money. Like Lane's contract is particularly bad because it's against the cap. And then number 2, he's playing good. So it's kind of he ain't going anywhere. So
what about Brooks' contract?
Brandon's probably could be moved.
He needs to be moved.
Yeah, he can probably be moved.
So Brandon can be moved. McLeod can be moved.
McLeod's he's done after this year. I don't even think he's got anything left on the contract.
No, I think he got one more year, don't he?
Does he? I don't know. I gotta look.
2-year extension. I thought he signed a 2-year extension.
Let me take a look real quick.
To me, I'm going safety, and I need 2 defensive ends. I don't think Derek Barnett is here next year. Kerrigan, who I think might pick.
Get him out.
Yeah, he's gone. Milton Williams.
I said get him out.
I don't think Milton Williams is ever going to be that just total defensive end type of guy. I don't think his body fit is for that unless he gets skinnier or whatever the case may be. So when you look at it, we don't have no defensive end depth. Like Brandon Graham probably will come back. You know what I mean? Just out of respect of him getting hurt or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. But so McLeod's on void year. So all they did was divide up his signing bonus over. They pushed his money basically. So he's actually a free agent. So it's looking like in 2022. Yeah, McLeod.
Okay.
That's a big decision, man. That's a big decision because, boy.
I mean, you still do have Avonte Maddox, who I like. He hasn't been getting any playing time. Really?
You mean Kayvon
Wallace?
You said Avonte Maddox.
You said Avonte Maddox.
Yeah. Kayvon Wallace. Damn, I'm tripping. I got that's my guy. I got him on my mind. So when you look at that situation of the safeties, because I think Al Harris. I'm sorry.
He's done. He's out.
Yeah, Mike. Mike cut everybody.
Where we the weakest at coming into next season is defensive end and the safety. So I'm definitely trying to fix that on my first 3 picks. If I'm going to have them first 3 picks in the first round, even if I'm not, I'm still trying to fix them on my first 3 picks. That's why I would go with that.
Yeah.
All right, before we jump off of here, Mike, I just got to get you one more time. I got to hear this one more time. You ready? We'll give you a defensive player. You ready? Derek Barnett.
Oh, he's out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I already said he's gone. He's gone.
I wanted to hear him say it.
Shout out to him. He did not have a penalty today.
Yo, that could be your YouTube shorts, Mike. That could be your YouTube shorts. We give you names of players. You just go, nah, he's out of here.
Get him out. Yeah, I'm about to do that for the thing. Shout out to Evil Eagle with the $4.99 super chat. He said, I said when we drafted Hurts, he's the future. He's built different. I was a fan since his college days. When everybody was crying, I was celebrating. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. When he was drafted, I was pissed. But now I'm a Hurts supporter. Shout out to Evil Eagle. I do remember him. He hasn't been around lately, but I remember him definitely being a Hurts fan early. But real quick, I want to just get this out too. I know a lot of people are talking about linebackers too. You look at the Eagles now and you don't think defensive end is a big deal, but it is because of who's leaving, right? You got Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, Milton Williams. You don't even got a fourth guy, unless you want to say Teron Jackson, who is good, but how much do you think he can be a staple of a rotation? The Eagles love D-line, right? They're going to invest in it. And so if we can move up and get a Hutchinson or someone like Marion Johnson said, I forgot, they're definitely going to look at it. But I think the linebacker position is being held tough with TJ Edwards and Davion Taylor. I'm not saying they're the legit future, but they're a lot better than Alex Singleton and Eric Wilson. That being said, I still want to get a linebacker, corner, linebacker, safety, and defensive end. Because we have so many needs on defense, this got to be how the Cowboys drafted. It got to be a full-on defense. Like the Cowboys went 1 through 9 picks, all 9 defensive players. You got to do something like that, because when you think of young people locked up on a defensive side, you think of Avonte Maddox now and Josh Sweat. That's the young personnel locked up. When you look on the offensive side, you got Devontae, Quez, Jalen, Goddard, Sanders, Dickerson, Mulata, Driscoll. You got people. Offense is way heavier than the defense, and you got to get there. But defensive end, watch for safety is something the Eagles look at. So I think they might go defensive end safety, but I can't overlook linebacker and corner, because you need to pair somebody with Slay and pair somebody with Avonte Maddox, who's a slot corner, but for the future. Let's get some last second thoughts out, because my wife is about to kill me.
Last second thoughts. Eagle get the best victory of the season. And it's like, I understand we dominated Detroit. I understand what we did last week, but this right here is so significant because it put us in a position to where as though we're still in the hunt and we beat a team in the hunt. You know what I mean? So when you look at the whole situation of us getting the last win, then this win, and now we got to face the NFC least, and then you sprinkle in the Jets in there. Come on, man.
Love it.
Come on, man. Now, I don't want to get too happy because we know it's divisional games, whatever the case may be, but we did see our last quarterback go 5-0 in the last 5 games. Can we see our new quarterback do that? I think so. What you think, Mike? You think you can pull it off, Mike?
It's more than 5 though. Where we at? We're at.
It is because of the extra game. I get it. I understand.
Well, no. Wait, we got Giants twice, Washington twice, Cowboys, Jets. So it's 6.
And that's what I said, because of the extra game.
But you have to yeah, you're right. I totally missed it. But you also got to factor in we just won 2 in a row. So I mean,
no, I know that. That's why I said right now, do you think that our quarterback can go 5-0? And I said yes, especially if
we eating up the Giants next week. I can't wait. That's who we play, right? The Giants.
Yeah, we play the Giants. Yeah. It's the Giants, the Jets, and then a bye, right?
Oh wow, that bye! I forgot we had a bye. I thought they were just canceling our bye.
I don't even want the bye. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, what is the point of a bye that deep into the season? It don't make any sense.
14 games, and not only that. Hey, Mike, how about the fact of the matter is we having a bye during the playoffs, and NFC and fantasy football. Like, what kind of stuff is that?
We do in ours.
Yeah, week 14 is the playoffs.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, and ours are in. I'm switching that. I'm switching that. I'll hit you up about that. I talked to everybody. Majority ruled on that one. But yeah. So, Gate, you got any last second things before before she gives me the divorce papers?
I hear you, bro. Hey, look, man, my wife just had surgery earlier this week, so I'm in here. She's over here yelling at me talking about food.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lawrence. Shout out to Lawrence. Hey, Lawrence, we try to get out of here, but shout out to you. He ain't say nothing, but shout out to the $5 Super Yoda. I'm trying to make sure that my man Mike is alive for next week. So we try and get up out of here, man.
Yeah, exactly. And nah, guys, look, we just got to continue the momentum going forward. Hopefully injuries are okay. Davion Taylor left out with something with his knee. Hopefully that's okay. I know it's been kind of back and forth with that. He had a lot of little dinged up injuries that kind of haunted us at the end of the game. So hopefully we get a clean bill of health come next Sunday, because I do feel like you got to be careful with division games, man. Division games can go sideways.
Yeah,
be real careful with division games.
But they can. But I think if you play like how you've been playing,
we should win.
You should be able to dominate.
We should win. You're right. We should win.
Yeah,
we should damn near win out with what's left.
Because real fast, the confidence that this offensive line has right now is through the roof. They're saying that a lot of people said that we couldn't do. We put up 200 yards on these dudes, 200, and they said we couldn't do it because they're the number one rushing team. And they said, you know what? We don't give a damn. And this offensive line is bodying people. They're bodying people, man. At first, it did look a little sketchy, and I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. But I gotta credit Nick Sirianni, because I did say I do not want him to say, "Oh well, it's not working. Let's just pass." He stuck with the run, and then you see Miles, Jordan Howard, even Boston Scott came in the third quarter, and he's gashing these guys. And a lot of that was because they was on the field so much. But the reason that they was on the field so much is because we ran the ball. Go ahead, Charles. Yo, that I'm out.
Oh, yo, just real quick before we jump off, guys. Hey, y'all, chat, everybody, listen. I put a thing up inside the community tab yesterday, y'all. It's asking y'all about YouTube content creators outside of the realm of sports. Y'all do me a favor, man. Comment and tell me who y'all watch. I want to know who everybody's watching, y'all.
Yeah, so I'm gonna reshare that too on my page so I can be interested to see what y'all say too. Definitely let us know who is your favorite YouTube content creators not doing sports. And with that being said, 44 the respectful legend, 5-1 the rest of the way. I think if we lose only one, you're still playoff bound. With that being said, Eagle Nation, we love you. 2 wins in a row, 3-1 since we started growing these roots, and we turned the corner, and I love it. Until next time. Roots on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Roots.
Yeah, I love playing that. I play it like 8 times during the game. I play it like 8 or 9 times whenever we do something good.
Yeah.
Like, everybody loves it. That's my new intro. That's part of my intro.
Yeah, I see that. That's why I said we're gonna get one.
Yeah. Hit that like button wherever you're watching it. You don't understand how much it helps. Subscribe if you are new. Check out all the people on the panel. Gate City Sports, Philly Fresh, Philly Talk Podcast, and we are out.